Welcome back with the highlights of our top 16 match. Joined now by Marcelo again, who did a fantastic job, if you ask me.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I did a little poll, and people could cast their vote.
Oh,
And we had like a 97% said, yes, that was a really good commentary.
oh
We were
thanks.
like,
I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. So some people were really surprised that we found an Italian who can speak English.
Yeah.
Not my words, not my words, just saying. All right. You still have everything in front of your eyes? What went down in that match?
Yes, I'm a little surprised, to be honest. As I said before the match, I was like, Tom as an edge. Tom can actually make it. So, I mean, it happens.
It happens. That's
Yeah.
why it's a card game. Yeah,
Exactly.
you don't know what you're going to draw.
Yeah.
Right, let's take a look at our highlight number one. Just a little thing, really. Max C is getting dropped, or
Yeah.
was dropped just a second earlier. And that was basically the deciding factor in game
Yeah.
one.
After the Maxi, you can see that Tom has a moment where he stops and he's actually thinking, what can I do? If I stop, I lose the game. And I'm pretty sure he actually is thinking, I'm going to deck him out. That's what I'm 100% sure. I will talk to him and ask him, but I'm sure that's what he wants to do. And in fact, he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop at all.
Yeah.
So
Is the deck capable of decking out?
it's not in one turn, but
Oh.
basically the strategy is they are not going to be able to clear your board
Right.
anytime soon. So if the guy actually started with reinforcement, Allure of Darkness, so he was already quite through into this deck. So if you can let him draw 8 cards with Maxi, then more 8 with the next Maxi, that's actually a lot of cards.
Right.
And you can see that Lorenzo understood that and he did not activate Allure of Darkness.
Well, Lorenzo is actually the master of decking out.
Yeah.
Rob did mention it.
Yeah.
We had him on the German national stream, and he played Synchrofusionist.
Yeah.
And I think it was like his first summon, the opponent drops Maxi, and you could immediately tell there was a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me show you what you just did. I've never seen this before. For me, it was completely surprising, to be honest. All right, our second highlight is another short clip. Speaking of short clips, this is basically when finally the field is being assembled.
Yes.
Deck is doing what it's supposed to do. Is that when you were aware it is over, or not so much yet?
Yes, I think there was still a little hope because he had the Aether play with Stormforce, so
Yeah.
there was still some hope. But I don't know. I really like Core Badge. I think that's a really cool card.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So
Okay. Let's take you guys straight to the next highlight, which is a follow-up of that situation that we just saw. And there are...
here, yeah.
Yeah. You just go for it, Marcelo.
Yeah, the situation just dropped. Here, I could already tell the game is over.
Yeah.
He had the triple strike. That was so insane. Triple strike. So,
Yeah.
I mean...
Almost like a baseball game, right? Opponent goes and makes his move, and you're like,
Yeah.
strike one.
Strike one, strike
Yeah.
two, Tom is out.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And that is exactly the next highlight. Our second strike, which basically concluded the first game. Yeah, that's just a short clip again. And interestingly enough, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that, I'm not saying we did a tremendous job when it comes to putting these highlights together, but mostly everything else that was happening in that first game was standard plays, so to speak.
I think it's pretty cool. It's another way to see the future matches. I wouldn't even mind, to be honest, just scrolling down and just watching it live to understand what happened. So I think that pretty much sums it up. I mean,
and I was really surprised about that when I thought about it a little bit longer. I'm like, they have just been playing for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
And these little clips, that's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Clipped together, and basically you got the entire match.
Yeah, that's like how it works for any time that BA is in the field. They just stall, they do a lot of stuff, but the turns are actually not long.
Yeah.
You can have 1 hour matches and 6-7 turns, that's it.
Right,
So
right. It's very surprising and very challenging, I guess.
Yeah, it
because
is.
You cannot
it
make
is.
one mistake.
And you also have to, you have to be focused all the time. Never a mistake, yeah.
All right. Our fifth highlight, I remember, where it was when you commented on the live stream, well played by Lorenzo. So even when you're losing, so to speak, there can be little plays that can make the difference.
Yes, exactly. For what we saw, you always have to be focused. So if you have, when you know you're not be able to win by yourself, you have to hope that your opponent is gonna give you a chance.
Right.
So you played all the time. I had a friend playing now in top 32. He unfortunately lost, but he fighted for 60 minutes almost. So
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. I
Right.
think.
And, well, and sometimes it works.
Yeah.
There's also the most memorable comebacks, I guess.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, like we said, Lorenzo was not in the best situation in the second game. The next highlight is going to emphasize that or stress that even more. This is basically the well played. Or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
This
shuffling up.
is just. It's
This was
BA,
pretty clear. Yeah.
Yeah. BA Monarch at its best, as I said.
Yeah. So what was it in the second game that made such a big difference? Was it the hand that Lorenzo had, or was it the plays from Tom?
I think it was more a matter of die roll in this situation. I think that he did not have any answer to stop whatever play Tom was playing, and we saw something that really surprised me is the twin twisters. I said it a lot of times.
Right.
He does not have removal, so if he goes second, fog blade is a thing. He's not. Like
yeah.
you have to
Clearly.
Yeah, it is. So he does not have an answer to that. So
right. Okay, let's go into our next highlight, which is from the third game, last duel between these two, and now everything was on the line. And there we see you were just like, wow.
Yeah, I was so impressed. I was actually saying if he milled something, he can do double Beatrice, and he milled everything. So everything. So
yeah.
As I say, he did not have to use Foolish Border, which is impressive. Like, that's one of the first cards you have to use. So
normally, yep. So excellent opening, clearly excellent opening, and that game then looked a little bit like early on it would go towards Lorenzo. Really,
yes, it does.
We see that in the next highlight when adding insult to injury, so to speak. There was a mill on the other side, and there was tour guide. So a card you definitely do not want to mill.
Yeah, that's definitely always hurts. And that's why I also didn't play BA, to be honest. It happened so many times in testing that you have to just believe in Dante, believe in the mills, and I never liked that. It happened to me, like even mill 1, tour guide.
That brings up an interesting question. Is Dante an Italian?
It is.
It is?
He is, yeah. Dante, yeah, so actually pretty excited.
Italian creation.
Yeah, of course. So I was pretty excited when they announced it. Like, many people knew him just from the game and from other stuff, but I studied it in school, so I liked it.
Okay. All right, so it wouldn't surprise us if the mills from the Italians are a little bit better than the mills from the other guys.
I guess.
All right. Our second to last highlight. The next highlight is titled attempts to come back into the game. And I'm stressing the word attempts here because you can tell by the body language, by the very slow movement that we see from Tom that he also realized it was basically over.
I mean, I don't want to make a pun, but he was in pain, definitely. So
yeah, I didn't hear any puns there. Yeah, no, he was. Yeah,
but I mean, I gotta appreciate it because, as we said, he tried until the last second to fight back and hope that the opponent would like waste a fog blade or whatever and just steal the game like that. So
yeah, and what are you thinking in such a situation? I mean, of course, this is. Everything is on the line. You could advance to the top 8, and there are 4 face-down cards in an impressive field.
Yeah, there is. No, as I said, I've been in that situation, and it's definitely not pleasing. And all you have to do is just hope for the opponent to misplay. So you keep doing it, keep doing whatever you can until last minute. Sometimes it happens. So sometimes I won and I shouldn't have. So that can happen.
So you got to take your chances. Yeah. All right, our last segment is basically the culmination of everything that came before. That is the last turn in the overtime, and we still see that very deliberate pace with Tom taking his time, trying.
I mean, to be honest, he went down, but he went down with style, and he showed what the deck can do. At least he can be proud that he showed what the deck can do. Without any field, he could have been able to make double Beatrice, a rank 5, a Monarch. So I think he can be proud of himself. So
right, yeah, that's definitely one thing. You also have to lose gracefully.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, nobody likes a bad loser and a sad loser. I'm not because we've actually seen that. We've had players that get really angry. Not like, okay, now we have to make some differences here. So when Federico Sopini, exactly. I know everybody was immediately thinking of Federico Sopini. So let me clarify. When Federico Sopini loses his match, and the first thing he does after the match is he smashes his hand on the table. Of course, you think like, man, really? But then you could immediately see the pressure was gone. You realized he's out. His facial expression changed, and he offered the handshake to his opponent.
He does.
That is fine with me. Like, nobody has a problem with that. But we have had players that were throwing a tantrum after they lost. And basically what we are saying is we cannot risk having this player on the stream again, because if he gets up and throws the table over the next time we have him in the feature match, we're like, okay.
Yeah,
So
slow down. Yeah.
if you want to be in the feature match, please be cool,
Don't
be professional.
destroy tables.
Yeah,
Please.
that's respect everything in the building. Yeah. Respect the table. All right. Well, thank you so much, Marcelo, for stepping in for Luke. I'm sure he's going to appreciate it as well, that he's had a little break. With that, guys, we have all the results from the top 16. Not right here, but we're going to have them shortly. That means we're going to be able to soon continue our live coverage. However, our written coverage wants to take down the top 8 profiles, of course. Yeah. You've been in those a couple of times.
Yes.
You're like, this and this age, Rome, and so on. Yeah. Just running through them. So that's the reason why it could take a little bit longer, but I don't think much longer. Then we're going to be back. But this is a good segue to remind you guys we also have a written coverage, of course. So if for some reason you don't like watching us, you can, of course, read the articles on the written coverage website. Go check that out, because there's also some exciting stuff there. With that, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Marcelo. And we're taking another break.